We're here in Detroit and we're waiting to board our flight. We're going to Europe.
We are in Copenhagen, Denmark. This is the first part of a four-city adventure here in Northern Europe. We arrived after a few hiccups.
Elliot and I ended up on a totally different flight from Matt and Quinn, and Elliot and I probably would have missed our connection. We ended up calling Delta and they were really helpful and took care of the problem for us. But when they did, Elliot and I weren't with each other anymore. So I just went to the desk and asked them for help, and they were really great about changing it. And we ended up flying out on a day when the
FAA grounded all flights in the morning up until about 8 o'clock, and then it caused just the ripple effect of delays. So yeah, fun way to start the trip.
So we had a quick layover in Amsterdam. I was so excited to show them one of my favorite things in the Amsterdam airport, the clock with a guy in it.
Is basically a guy. It's not real, but he's in the clock and he erases the hands and then draws a new one.
I mean, wouldn't that be a fun job?
It's like super realistic. Like it looks like there could actually be a guy doing that.
Yeah, it's fake. The boys slept on a bench while we waited for the plane because they were so tired.
We flew into Copenhagen, we got there in the morning, and depending on where you're staying, we are staying in the city center. You can hop in the metro right there in the terminal. They have kiosks, purchase a ticket, hop on their M2 line.
And then from there it's only a 15-minute ride.
So we are at something called the Round Tower, or Fronted Town?
I discovered that they painted the walls freshly.
So yeah, it's an observatory. It's really cool because you can see like a 360 around the city. It's a cloudy day here. I suppose on a sunny day you can see really far.
It's pretty cool. And E, what else about it?
It was built in the 17th century.
The tower is connected to Trinity Church, which is a Lutheran church, which is part of the National Church of Denmark. They hold concerts throughout the year, almost every week.
This is me on every trip we take.
There's a little bit of a fee to get up here, but it's definitely worth it.
Copenhagen is really pretty.
Not cool.
2, 1.
Hey, we are at Sankt Peder's Bakery. It's in the Latin Quarter in Copenhagen.
It dates back to 1652.
It's famous for its cinnamon rolls. Gnam.
Gnam.
These are really good.
Mom, even the bread is sweet.
In America, when you're getting the cinnamon roll, all you want is the frosting on top of it because the bread is like dry. But here they put little sugar bits on the top, and then the bread is actually really good.
Okay, you have to look at how much cardamom is in here. This tastes amazing. It's so good. Whenever you're researching going on a trip, it can be really stressful trying to be like, did I make it to all the must-see places, eat at all the must-eat places, all that. Don't put pressure on yourself, because as long as you and your family are enjoying the trip, that's the biggest must when you travel.
So I really wanted to see something Vikings related because we're in Scandinavia. So we got to see a Vikings exhibit in the Denmark National Museum. The environment of the exhibit was really cool.
It's very moody, it's dark, and they've got this music playing. Everything about it is really well thought out. And I like how they incorporated, they've got a lot of the artifacts that they found. They show their journeys throughout Scandinavia and Europe and everywhere that they tried to go. They also have one of the largest Vikings boats in the world, and they've got some of the remnants of the wood.
They had pieces that they had found and placed in it.
Inside this metal structure that they built, and it's just huge. They had some artists who did these renditions of what they thought some of the kings and queens looked like.
The artists did such a great job portraying the kings and queens. They were so fierce.
was really cool, especially to see their weapons and to see how long the ship was.
Again, it was like time traveling. It was so cool to see the coins they used, the clothes they wore, how they braided their hair. It just is so cool to think you're like basically touching these things that people touched so long ago. Skull! Do I go to 7-Eleven? Or do I go to 7-Eleven?
I don't know.
That
Back in the 1920s, they weren't allowed to sell carbonated beverages at hot dog stands, so instead they went with chocolate milk. Now that they're allowed to have the carbonated beverages, I guess people in Copenhagen just still crave this combination. Hot dog, chocolate milk.
We've been hitting up some bakeries here in Copenhagen and kind of taste testing, and everyone so far has been amazing. Today we went to Buka.
It was really tasty. They have certain specials that they only have that time of year or on certain days. We got black currant and a chocolate mousse with raspberry. They were both really good, but I think we all liked the currant better.
we went on a boat tour and it was fun.
So the boat tour seems like one of those things that's kind of cliche, but definitely think it's worth it. It takes you through a lot of parts of Copenhagen through the canals.
It was a really fun boat tour. I really enjoyed it.
It was cold, mostly because of the wind, and we were on the water.
You might want to dress pretty warm for it out on the water. You get a lot of the wind because nothing's protecting you from it. So the bridges were so low that when we were on the boat tour, you could just reach your arm up. And sometimes I didn't even have to reach it up very high, and you could touch the bottom of the bridges. But apparently you're not supposed to do that.
Everyone got yelled at for putting their hands up.
The cool thing is, like, in the amount of time we had, it was perfect because it's only an hour long and it covers a big distance and took us to places we wouldn't have the time to visit.
We're here at the gasoline grill because we saw it on some travel shows, so we decided to check it out. Hopefully it's good.
Jill's name does not translate well into other languages, so when she travels sometimes and gives people her name, they get a little confused.
He called me Yo.
The funny thing is actually her name at home, sometimes she says Jill, and then...
Yeah, my name doesn't translate in Starbucks.
So they say Joe.
Joe. I ordered the vinegar fries, and they come with a vinegar powder on them. I don't know if you can see it, but they are really good.
Hi.
We're in Fredericksburg Garden. And from the garden, you can see the zoo. So you don't have to pay admission for the zoo, but you can see a few of the animals for free, which is fun. We saw polar bears and flamingos. Okay, so the elephants weren't out, but look, ducks. We also went up the hill and you can see the palace where the king used to live. And there's a great view from it.
We got the Dr. Seuss trees here and there, and then we got a field. Yeah.
It's really pretty here. You can do a walk around the whole grounds. I bet it would take a long time, but I bet it would be gorgeous.
Just walking backwards. Or is it forwards?
Wild geese.
Subscribe!
But we're not doing the whole thing because we're off to get some chocolates.
We went to an Italian place. Gnam.
Nom Nom Italian restaurant really was nom nom good.
At Gnam Gnam, the noodles were really good, especially because they were made fresh.
That's good.
How did I eat it?
Yeah.
Ate it with my hands, like a civilized person. They made me stop for some reason because they said it was rude.
It's decently priced for how close it is to all the touristy restaurants there, and it's authentic Italian and it's delicious, and the locals love it, and I love that about it. So you may have heard that Copenhagen is expensive, and it is, but we looked up an old friend and it cut down on a lot of the costs doing some of our meals here in our hotel. We ended up finding a really great hotel that let us store our luggage before we even checked in. They gave us a code, we could go into the laundry room, and they had big lockers where you could store your things and go check out the city. It's a great location. I'm so glad we found it. Amalienborg is the palace where the queen and her family reside. The flags were raised on a few of the houses, so it's kind of cool to know that they were there while we were there.
Jill had researched it and knew that the changing of the guard was at noon every day, so it was kind of cool that we were there right on time.
It was weird when it sounded like they were playing the Star Spangled Banner.
So we were like, whoa. And then we were like, no.
It was really cool to see with their big fluffy hats that kind of looked like black fluffy olives.
There's the main corner lineup where people stand. We stood on the left side of it, and that ended up having a really great view, but I think no matter where you stand on that corner, you're pretty good. So we're at the Little Mermaid statue, and honestly, she's about as big as I would expect. What do you think?
Disgusting and inappropriate.
Yeah, so apparently there's some sort of controversy because people think that she's too small, but I think she's the right size for a mermaid.
How big do you expect a Little Mermaid to be?
There's a fine line between Little Mermaid and Sea Monster.
What I like about Copenhagen is pretty much anywhere that you go, you're gonna run into something that you can see. So all kinds of landmarks, statues, buildings, churches, pretty much around every corner there's something. And so we actually saw a ton of things that we got video of or took pictures of, and some of it we don't even know what it was.
It's the most epic game of catch I've ever seen.
We saw something that we think is a mine. Jill thought it was a charcoal grill.
Here's to new discoveries.
It's a great city that even after the fact, you can kind of go back and look at what you saw and discover more about the city, even when you get home.
The Elephant Gate was really cool.
I was so excited to see the elephant statue. Carlsberg Brewery was built, and the guy who owned it was like, hey, I saw this cool statue in Italy in a piazza, and I'd kind of like something like that. So they erected this tower, and at the base are these 4 elephants holding the tower up.
Oh yeah, I got trapped in the elephant's trunk.
We went to Superkilen Park.
Superkilen Park was really cool. The lions weren't that big of a deal, but the hill was really cool, fun to climb, and I really liked the
Octopus slide. It was cool to slide down its tentacles.
Elliot and I played tag. Yeah, it was really fun to run around.
We went to the Lego store. It was really cool to be in the country that Legos were created in.
They had Lego sets that you don't normally see in America.
They also have an R2-D2, and they have their own model of Nyhaven or New Harbor.
The artwork in the Lego store was amazing.
We got there just before closing, and they were so nice and let us get our Legos and stuff all done, and we were the last to leave. So Lego did originate here in Denmark, and you can go on a 3-hour train trip into Denmark to the Lego area where they have like the company and some really cool like amusement things and shops and stuff. Or if you want to stick in Copenhagen, they have shops here too where you can buy Lego. Smørrebrød, an open-faced sandwich. It's traditional here in Copenhagen, and we're eating it the proper way.
Copenhagen is one of the cities that is great for a first visit to Europe. It's got so much rich history, a beautiful culture.
Sometimes you hit a city where it's a good one-time stop. You enjoy it, but you're like, I think I'm good. This is a comeback stop. Like, I imagine we're gonna wanna come back to Copenhagen, Denmark more than once in our lifetime.
It's amazing. If you have the chance to go there, go there.
I hope I can go back in 3 seconds even though I'm already there.
Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe and click the bell.
We are heading to Tallinn, Estonia next.
Thanks again for journeying with us. We're in the old part of Copenhagen.